What's poppin', y'all? This is your boy Tony Sway, and I'm just kicking it, taking a nice ride in the Benz today, running some errands, but that's besides the point. What I want to talk to you guys today about is really the law of consistency and staying consistent with your music. So, this is very important. I want you guys to take out something to write with and write down what your goals are for your music. Write down what your goals are for your music, okay? The reason why I want you to do this is because you need to have a clear vision for what you want to do with your music. You need to know what your goals are. So if you're an R&B singer or a producer, you want to know how many people do you want to reach? Do you want to sell millions of albums? Do you want to get millions of fans? Or do you want to just be low key? Or do you want to tour a lot? Or do you want to be somebody that does a lot of features and hops on a lot of tracks? Or do you want to be more of a local artist? What are your clear goals? You need to know what they are, because if you don't have a vision, you don't know where you're going, okay? And if you never had a vision for yourself, that's okay. You can start making one for yourself right now. Take your time on it. If you need to pause this video, go ahead. Think about what you want with your music. What is your goals? What do you want to do with it? So do that for me. Once you have that written down, what you want to do is, obviously, this is a much slower process. You'll want to take action towards the goals that you have. Now, this brings me to the main point in the video. This video is about the law of consistency. So once you're taking action towards those goals, you're going to need basically to stay consistent with your music. So that means if you're an artist or a producer, you're gonna be needing to upload your tracks on a regular basis, whether it be to YouTube or SoundCloud or Reverb Nation or whatever they have these days. There's so many different options. My favorite being YouTube, because YouTube's platform is just raking in all kind of unique visitors. It's just really, YouTube is really taking over media. It's just really crazy. So that would be my main recommendation, is to start uploading your songs to YouTube. So if you're already started doing that, great, you're on the track to success right now. But I will say this, if you haven't been being consistent with it, you're really letting yourself down, because at this day and age, consistency is everything. Think about sites like Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. It's like all the biggest channels, all the biggest people are consistently delivering new media to you, whether it be pictures, whether it be videos, news stories. It's being delivered on a regular basis for people to consume, because people consume stuff on a rapid level these days, and it's just no other way around it. People are waking up in the morning, scrolling through their Instagram timeline and looking at their subscriptions on YouTube to see what's popping off or what's new, and that's just what we live in. So you want to stay consistent with your music uploads and your releases, and if you haven't released any songs yet, you're going to need to hop on that. Even if you don't feel that they're good enough, the worst thing you could do is just sit on it for a long time. At least put it out to get some kind of feedback. And I'll tell you the reason why I believe it's personally good is, when I started releasing my music way back in the MySpace days, I really didn't think too much of it. I thought it was okay, but I did it because I wanted to hear what feedback from people and what they liked about it, what they didn't like about it, because there are some things I didn't like about it back in those times. And the MySpace days for me was really like, back in 2007, and that's when it was, really big. And I put out stuff with my old group and stuff like that, and got feedback, and surprisingly a lot of people liked the tracks back then, and the people also gave critiques, and it really helped out my music. And surprisingly at that time, I even was selling CDs, and I got my first beat sale on MySpace, and that's where the beginning of my music career really began. And I started to realize that we're living in a new generation where you are in control of your own destiny, which is really amazing. So that's just for the people that are sitting on their songs and they're not sure what to do with them. Go ahead and start releasing them, please. If people don't like it, at least they'll probably let you know what you need to work on, all right? But for the people that have a sound and you're basically, you know, kind of feeling yourself, but you're only dropping stuff once every year or something crazy. No. Unless you Drake or something like that, you need to stay consistent. I can't tell you how many people in the music industry have used consistency to their advantage. Look at artists like Chris Brown, who he's taken all kinds of, you know, setbacks in his personal life, but one thing you got to give the guy is, does he deliver on his music on a consistent basis? He doesn't even give you time to forget about what he's doing, because he always comes back with something new and hot, and that's just the way it is. And that's one of the reasons I believe that he's been able to stay afloat for years. I mean, if you think about it, he's really been around for, I believe, over 10 years now, and he's long outlived the artist's career. You know, the average artist span is usually about 2-3 years if they're lucky. He's already tripled that, you know. So with that being said, that's a great example. Another example is the homie Lil Wayne. He's done it with hip hop. In his prime of his career, when he dropped the Carter album, he was doing all kinds of features. He was on everybody's track. He was doing all kinds of mixtapes, and he dropped his Carter album, and Lollipop blew up, you know. And what did he do? He used consistency to his advantage. Not every song he was dropped was a #1 song, but the point is that he was so consistent with it, it didn't matter if something was bound to take off, you know. And it did. Multiple things took off. And that's just another example. In this day and age, there's people like the artist Russ, who's delivered stuff on a regular basis through sites, like SoundCloud, and gained a huge buzz for himself. Nobody really put him on. He put himself on just by staying consistent. And now, you know, I just checked out one of his YouTube videos, over 100 million plays. I mean, you know, it's just amazing how staying consistent really can go a long way for you. And even for myself, I have a huge success story of just about staying consistent and just putting stuff out on a regular basis. I've been tracking my progress really on YouTube ever since the year of like 2009. It was either 2008 or 2009 was my first upload, and I was doing some cover of Alicia Keys. And I've been really just going ever since then, and I can tell you from my own experience, when you're consistent with it, you're always going to see progress. And even if you're not where you want to be, just stay consistent with releasing your music. Keep tweaking your game, keep tweaking your music skills, but keep putting stuff out, because we just live in that generation where people need to hear what you got going on, even if it isn't perfected. You know, that's okay, because people will let you know what you need to work on. Because we don't live in an industry anymore where people are handing out record deals for $1 million like they used to on a regular basis. Just maybe a select few people who've already garnered enough attention through their social medias are getting those kind of deals. So there's a lot of people nowadays that are pretty much forced to be independent. You got to be your own brand now. So one of the ways you can do that is through consistency. And even if you're not doing a perfect job, people will let you know what you need to work on. So it's really a win-win situation. And that's pretty much the message I have for you guys today. I got to carry on with my day now. I got some things I got to work on, but I just wanted to drop you guys some love and some motivation, and really just give you a little history lesson on how consistency is always winning for multiple different people in the music industry. And that's about it. All right. Peace and love. I love y'all. God bless. 100.